Welcome to the Your Next Move podcast with me, Kimberly B. Cummings. Today, I'm probably going to answer your number one career question. What do you do when you feel stuck? And that's honestly one of the reasons why I wrote my book. It's that stuck feeling. I identify it as, remember when we were back, like not at home, when you used to walk into an office and you would literally sit there, look up at the ceiling and be like, why am I here, God? Why? Because you are unmotivated, you feel underappreciated, you want to do something, but you feel stuck because you may not have thought about what you should do next. And my answer is that you have to blow up the box that you've been operating in. So, in any given role, you are in a box, and that box is your job description, your department, your company. You've created or stepped into this box that the company has created for you. And that's where you've been operating and you feel stuck because you've probably outgrown that box. You no longer want to operate in that box. And some boxes look better than others, right? Sometimes there's that Amazon box that has gone to hell and back before it got to your door. The contents are probably spilled out, they may be damaged, the packing tape isn't even sticky no more, and you need to return the package and it is so messed up that you need to find a brand new box, new tape to put everything back together. That's that job where you, even if they offered you $15,000 on top of your salary, you wouldn't stay. You wouldn't stay because you feel that unpleasant and dissatisfied in that role. Now, there's other boxes that are made of plexiglass. It is gorgeous inside. If we're talking about this box as your home, imagine that it was decked out with crate and barrel and West Elm furniture. It has all of the things that make you happy inside. And for this box, there's custom ribbon. There's coordinated tissue paper. It is luxurious. That is that role that was your dream job. And you feel like you have autonomy. You feel like you're able to do a lot of things. And even if you have autonomy and it's that leadership role, it could still feel like you're confined to something that no longer fits you. Studies show now that the average professional stays in a job like 2 to 3 years, and then they're ready to move on. And that's absolutely normal. As you begin to grow and climb whatever ladder in your industry is there for you, sometimes you have to stay a little bit longer. Some roles may be more 3 to 5 year roles where there's so much work to do and get operationalized that you have to stay a little bit longer, which is also fine. However, when you're feeling stuck, I want you to think about, is the box that you're operating in still the box that you'd like to operate in? And if you're having trouble and you really feel that dissonance with your life, your career, who you are, it is time to blow the lid off the box. You've got to literally blow it off and think about, what would you do if money wasn't an option? If passion was what was driving you, if your strengths are what is driving you, how can you blow that lid off so that you can feel in control again? Even if your job is cushy, if you feel well paid, it's still important that you kind of blow that lid off. So I have a few questions that I want to ask you today. So when I say blow up the box, I mean literally thinking outside the box. We've heard that term before. You may be familiar with design thinking, where you have a problem and you literally brainstorm every good, bad, indifferent idea and you throw it at the wall, throwing spaghetti at the wall to help you determine what it is that you'd like to do next. So I want you to reimagine your role. If this box was no longer here, if your leader was no longer there, if you could do anything, what would it look like? Reimagine it and get very clear on what that is. What makes you happy? What brings you joy when you think about the world of work? What piece or facet of your job is exciting to you? And if there is nothing, what would make you happy? What are you passionate about? So what are some of your extracurricular activities? Many times when I'm working with professionals who feel stuck, we talk a lot about, well, marketing, a marketing role, let's say a marketing analyst, you can do that job in the corporate HQ at Target. You can do that job at Morgan Stanley. You can do that job for the Atlanta Hawks sports team. You can be a marketing analyst at a bunch of different companies? Would you feel different about your work if you are marketing something that you are passionate about? And this goes for any industry. Any industry. Where would you feel happier if you move that job? What are your core values? In my book, I say that core values are the essence of what makes you happy. It allows you to easily accept or reject opportunities because you'll quickly be able to see if you're in alignment. That's why it's so important to know your core values. And also what companies excite you. Just like I shared the example before, is there a company that you would do anything if you were there? You would be the mail carrier dropping the mail off on the desks at the office. Let's think like pre-COVID times. Or if you're back in the office, that may be what you're doing. Imagine what is the job you would take that just because you want to be in the arena of that company. And what role are you ready for? That is a big piece. Sometimes we could feel stuck because we may be underemployed. We may be in a role that no longer suits not only our interests and our passions, but our skill set. You can outgrow things. And that could be another reason why you're feeling stuck, because you feel the pressure of the top of that box almost pushing you down to stay where you were when you first got hired. And before you make your next career move, I want you to not even think about your current salary. Don't even think about the money. I think it's very easy to say, I live in I live in Newark, New Jersey, but New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, that area. And it is easy to start thinking about salary to make decisions. I don't want you to think about that. Your current salary has no bearing on where you can go. No bearing. In many states, it's even illegal for someone to ask you, what is the current salary that you're making? So they can base your future salary on that number. Let's not think about even the money. I want you to focus on what is that box? Design that box that you would like to operate in. And in order to design that new place, you have to blow it all up, start fresh, and determine what will serve you in your next role, and then work backward to create that plan. If y'all have read my book, Next Move, Best Move, you know that the end of that book is putting together your 2-year career strategy. If you get super clear on what that new box looks like, but you don't actually create a plan to take inspired action toward that, you're still going to feel unhappy. It's like when you get a brand new phone, right? So if you know the iPhone, whatever came out, right? And you currently have the iPhone, I had the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I just got the 13, right? It's like having all your apps, everything loaded on that iPhone 11, but you won't open the box for the 13. You're just looking at it. Like, ooh, I know that phone has a new camera feature. Ooh, I know that phone does the pictures different in the text message, but you're not even letting yourself use it. You're just looking at what life could be like. You're looking at that new box, that new vision that you created. You have to create the bridge from your old iPhone to the new one. So how can you do that in your career? And that's the plan. You have to create a plan to take you from that sunken place, to take you from that stuckness, to make sure that you have the opportunity to make your next move really and truly your best move. So with that, I want you to remember the questions I asked you earlier. I asked, how can you reimagine your role? What makes you happy? What are you passionate about? What are your core values? What companies excite you? And what role are you ready for? And let me know when you answer these questions, you think about that new box, let me know if you feel just a little bit less stuck. As always, I want to leave you with the Manifest Yourself Manifesto. You must believe in yourself and your vision. When you do this, you will manifest the life you desire. When you do this, you can move to the new box, and it could be so much better with a plan. Until next time, y'all.
I'm not coming to a corporation to find my homegirl. I've got plenty of trusted friends outside that I can be my fullest self with. What I'm looking for first in a corporate bestie is how can we be equal support to each other to level up together.
I love that. Equal support.
Equal support to each other to help each other reach each other's goals.